kill it. I was meant to win. I am down and willing, so I will find a way. It took a minute, now it didn't happen right away. When they get hot in the kitchen, you decide to stay. That's how it winners made. Stick a fork in the hater on my dinner plate. I walk into the fire like it's just a bit of flame. I switch my style up, watch the money pile up. I'ma get rich with life.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to an early edition of Lunch with the Clydesdale. My name's Scott. I'm the Clydesdale, and we are early today because we have a couple special guests with us. And that is, we have Sandy Fent, who is here with public safety with the state of Ohio. And just, I'm a state employee as well. My title is super long. I don't even remember what it is.
Mine's long as well.
Right. I think that is tradition with the state. You are the first responder physical wellness administrator.
That's correct.
And then we have Debbie Wagner with Expanding Horizons. And I think this, Debbie and I were talking, I think this is our fourth time on the show. Usually she's here with Matt Shingledecker, but she has kicked him out for the day and she's riding solo.
That's right. And I don't know my job title.
Yeah. Does it even matter these days? You do what you're told to do, and at the end of the day, you hopefully get a paycheck.
That's right.
So we had you guys on last year for the 9/11 climb. I think we had you on the year before. And so this is the third year?
Yes, it is.
And Sandy, with being the first responder physical wellness administrator, what does this event mean to you?
So this is our signature event, and Director Wilson has instructed me that I need 1,000 people at this event to keep my job. So we know he's sort of, at least I hope he's joking, but this is our signature event, and this is what we work all year long for, to bring this event because it's so important to all of us here at DPS.
So from my understanding, this event does two things. It pays tribute to those first responders who lost their lives in 9/11.
Yes.
And that number is 412 first responders. And that number is very important to this day.
Yes, it is.
The other thing that this is important is to make aware the importance of physical fitness and moving for first responders to stay in shape and be able to do their jobs at the best of their ability.
Correct.
So let's talk about the honoring of the first responders from 9/11. So we honor them by doing a workout.
Yes. So that workout is 41 minutes and 20 seconds long. It is, we have 4 different options. So anyone can be included. And what we're looking for is any first responder, their families and or friends to come to the historic Crew Stadium. And you have choices of yoga. You can climb stairs. You can do just the walking path that we have. And then also we have a CrossFit workout, which consists of 100 stairs, 20 burpees, 30 sit-ups, and 40 lunges or air squats. And that is for 41 minutes and 20 seconds. So it's an AMRAP.
And I've pulled that up on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
What I love about this is, I know Debbie, I know Matt, I know me, we are CrossFit junkies, right? But sometimes that can be intimidating for people on the outside.
Yes.
And really what this is about is getting you there and doing some kind of movement for that time period of 41 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yes, we just want people to move, and whether that, not everyone does CrossFit. Not everyone is capable of doing the stairs. Maybe they have a knee issue or something like that. So we do have other options so that we can include as many people as possible. So that's why we have the walking option. We also have the yoga option.
And you use the entire stadium for that?
Yes, we are spread everywhere.
Now, I've done a walk at the stadium. Do you do the walk around the top?
Yes. So
Okay.
the walk is around the top. The yoga is in the, I believe, southeast corner, kind of in the shade. So that's probably the could be the best place to be. And then the rest of us are out, whether you're doing the stair climb or the CrossFit workout, you're out on the field. So we actually do most of it on the field, and we use the stairs, obviously, for the stair climb.
Yeah. And for people who aren't from Columbus, we have 2 soccer stadiums. The soccer team here is named the Crew, and so we say Crew Stadium. Sandy, was very important to say the classic, the
Historic
Crew Stadium. It was the first stadium for the Columbus Crew, and it's now used for events and concerts and all of those types of things. But we have a new stadium downtown. And this one is the one out by the fairgrounds, right off of 71.
That's correct. Off 17th Avenue.
17th Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go there to hang out with these people, or if you are unavailable to make that trip, you can always do this in your own home, in your own gym, and just do that movement for 41 minutes and 20 seconds. And then you can post that, tag it, and show that you are supporting this effort on your social media.
Yes. So I know at the gym that I attend and own, we are doing that as our workout of the day. So we will have on Thursday, we have 2, 3, 5 classes that day, and that will be the workout of the day for the entire day. And then we'll send pictures in attaching each class to the hashtag, which is ODPS climb, for our social media tags on that.
So ODPS climb
Yes.
is your hashtag.
Yes.
And you slipped in there that you own a gym.
Yes.
What gym do you own?
I own BB Fitness 937. It's in Springfield.
Okay.
And it's a BB Metfix would be the other name. Yeah.
So you're a MedFix gym.
Yes.
Okay.
We've been only open just over a year.
Okay. And you do functional fitness type classes?
Yes.
Okay. So you are doing the long workout with the lunges and the burpees and all that.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. How's it been being a gym owner for a year?
Honestly, I've had much more success than I thought I would have. And I have a great community of gym members and clients that come in, and they're quite fantastic.
That's cool.
Very supportive.
How does that, do you have other family members that take part of the day as you're working your day job?
I have other coaches that I have a 33-year-old son, and he is a non-active participant, and neither is my husband. So they joke that the only time they're at the gym is if something's broken. So, but they all claim they have a key, but nobody is. So, but no, they're very supportive. My community is very supportive. Anytime I bring anything like this, or, if we do Murph and that type of thing, they all show up in droves. My family's supportive. So it's great. We have about 50 members right now.
Is the goal for next year, when this comes around, that your son and husband are active participants?
That would be great. My husband refuses to come at my 5 and 6 a.m. classes. So I was like, well, we have afternoon classes as well. So he's like, well, I get him out walking, and he does lunges in our dining room. So as long as he's moving, we're good.
Yeah. You might have trouble getting me at a 5 and 6 a.m. class as well. Just saying.
It's not for all of us, I should say.
No. It's
a special breed of people that show up at 5 and 6 a.m.
Well, and what's crazy, when I was at CrossFit Polaris, like, you had to be like, the class would release at 8, and if you didn't get your name in by 8:01, you didn't get in those classes.
That's wow.
So not only is it a special breed, but there's a lot of them.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Those are my largest classes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I always say that we like to get moving before our brains start working.
Yeah. I used to do 5 a.m. I really did. And you're right. I'm not even awake until 8. So Did I work out this morning? I think I did. I think I was there. So you are your job is about physical wellness for first responders here in Ohio.
Yes.
Why that job?
So how I kind of got involved with it, I am a retired Springfield police detective. I worked 28 years in law enforcement. I had 3.5 years with Greene County Sheriff's Office in Xenia before I came to Springfield. And in 2018, 2019, long story short, we started a critical incident stress management team, and I had that until I retired. So with that background, along with my CrossFit level 2 credentials and things like that, this position became available. I applied for it, and at that point, here I am. So yeah, so the good thing about it is trying to educate people, promoting physical fitness for police, fire, EMS, corrections, communications. Did I say EMS? And just trying to get people moving. That's the key.
I've actually had some firemen on. I've had some police officers on, and they talk. And these are like people who've made the CrossFit Games, right?
Wow.
And they say what's difficult for them is working side by side with people who have let their fitness go, right? When they had to first become a firefighter or a police officer, there were certain measures they had to make to get in.
Yes.
But then once they're in, there's no test or requirement to stay in. Are those things that you're noticing here in Ohio?
Yes. So I also was an instructor at the Clark State Police Academy. So I would get the recruits when they would first getting them through the academy. And obviously our objective and goal is to get them to pass the state test. And it's at that point that you have the most availability to them and try to influence them about staying fit and different reasons why. I would often show them videos of, there happens to be one trooper, this was several years ago, who within 6 weeks, he got into a fight alone on 71 or south of 71, and ended up having to take this man's life. And he was in the fight for his life, and everything was recorded because it happened right between the cars. And had he not been in the physical shape that he was in just out of the academy, we would have had a police funeral for that. So just giving them examples and explaining that, we're not trying to just get you to pass, but you need to continue this because your life will depend on it. We often, during our workouts, will, okay, now I need you to sprint to the top of this hill and start doing push-ups, basically to simulate doing compressions on your partner that was just shot. So we just incorporate different scenarios as we go along so that we could keep that in their mind. So even if all you're doing is walking, that walking is very valuable as well.
So you are truly preparing for the unknown and the unknowable.
Absolutely.
And you're trying to simulate instances where those could arise at any time during the shift. So they get out of the academy. What is available to these first responders at their firehouse, at their police station, to help them stay fit?
I can only speak for Springfield specifically, but I do know that a lot of the firehouses have a workout area. Springfield happens to be building some new facilities, firehouses in Springfield, and so they do have gyms that are also included in that. I know at the Springfield Police Division, we have a whole gym area. So that is all free to them. It's up to them if they want to work out there. They didn't quite have the equipment that I liked, and so that's why I had joined a CrossFit gym. And so, there's so many gyms in Springfield, Planet Fitness, for all different ranges of of what you're available to afford. So, it doesn't matter what gym you belong to, as long as you're doing something. We would prefer group workouts because it also incorporates the camaraderie and the community that personally CrossFit brings. So all of that is good. That's what we're looking for. Just move.
And the beauty of most CrossFit gyms is they offer first responder or military discounts for those people who are doing those types of jobs. I want to bring Debbie into the discussion here. They Expanding Horizons has done a lot about how physical fitness changes your mindset and the mental aspect of what you do. And it started with like juveniles that are in a detention center, trying to get them to not be sent back to that when they get out. But you often have the officers working out with them. Have you noticed a change in their mindset, the officers themselves, when they're working out with the people in these classes?
Oh, 100%. And actually at Sandy's gym, they host one of our Expanding Horizons groups. So they have their probation kids and probation officers come in to the gym and work out several days a week. And she's exactly right. When we're trying to bring back that sense of community, both in the Expanding Horizons program with the kids, but also in the first responder world, because we know both situations, both parties, the kids and the first responders, feel completely isolated most of the time. Whether they're just feeling alone because they can't relate to anybody at home or at school, or feeling like an outcast as a youth, or you're a first responder riding in the car alone, or you're chasing after somebody alone and you don't have that teammate. So what we're trying to do is bring that community, that sense of community back with fitness, which is why we love the climb. We need to add in there that you are able to partner this.
Yes.
So if 41 minutes of 20 seconds of that movement sounds like a lot, like at the Crew Stadium, most of our people will be partnering this for several reasons. Bringing community back, supporting our first responders. We know that suicide is one of the leading causes of death for first responders. And so we, as community members, friends and family members, maybe even friends and family members at a distance to a first responder. I might not be close to any of my first responders in my community, but I support what they do. And so one of the ways I can support what they do is show up to this event, whether I'm coming to the historic Crew Stadium or whether I'm contacting our local high school and saying, hey, let's go do this with our first responders to show them that support, bringing that sense of community back.
I know in the past you've emailed like every CrossFit gym in the state of Ohio to get them to partake. Did you do that again this year?
I did. I'm trying to take some things off Debbie's shoulders. She's a busy woman. But yes, I did.
What has the response been like?
I would have to ask Anna, our assistant that we have here. But we do have over 220 people that have registered, and we believe basically 190 are on site. So even if you're doing it at your gym, whether it's in Iowa or Michigan, or I'm sorry, Michigan, or anywhere else like that, sorry, we still want you to register, just so we can kind of keep track of that. So wherever you're at, we would like everyone to register regardless of where you're doing that at.
Did you see an increase in numbers from year 1 to year 2?
Yes, every year it has grown. We have already registered over twice of what we had last year.
Wow.
So
and Sandy's office,
I should say at this point. So
they need a ton of credit because they literally have worked diligently all year on this. So not only has Sandy emailed every CrossFit that we have email addresses for. So if we missed someone, we apologize. Yes. We're not the best detectives at this. But they also have emailed every first responder office in the state. And every time Andy, Director Wilson, goes out and visits, he talks about this to every first responder office. And they have tracked that in their office and gone back to follow it up. It's up to us as affiliate owners or a police chief or a fire chief to spread that word. I know that I don't probably read every email that I get. And same thing with Matt. He doesn't read every email he gets as an affiliate owner. So it's imperative that we as affiliate owners take time to read this. And then challenging myself, I just had a call this morning to take that flyer and print it and then walk it into the local police department, walk it into the local fire department, and invite those people personally to come into the gym to participate.
That's awesome. I look at you guys as people who are like salmon. You're swimming upstream against what our current culture kind of looks at as what's needed today, right? And to have political backing on this program is pretty freaking phenomenal. So how do you not get discouraged when you're battling a culture's way of looking at fitness these days? Or do you just surround yourself with people that don't let you?
Oh boy. You can only do what you can do, and you can, for lack of a better term, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So you just keep pushing, keep trying to be that positive influence. Surround yourself with people that that want to be where you're at. And all we can do is keep pushing, keep getting the word out, and trying to get people, they have to care themselves.
And celebrate the wins. A lot of times we get focusing on the losses when really we should just be focusing and celebrating the wins, however it comes. And it's going to come in the most unique ways. I was telling the story the other day. I was talking to a gym and said, "Hey, have you heard of the 9/11 climb?" And they were like, "Actually, yeah, we do. We just heard of it because now Sandy has told me we had a SWAT team member who competed in June at a competition that we had at one of our juvenile correctional facilities. So he came in and he partnered with 2 youth at the competition that we had. And in his words, when he finished that competition, he felt wrecked, left the facility, called and joined a gym because he realized that there was a need. I'm going to guess, just like every first responder, he has heard the importance of physical health. But until he had, in that situation that day, faced the competitive level, not the pursuance like chasing a criminal, but trying to partner with these youth and be a good example for them, that was the wake-up call that he needed. And it not only inspired him then to be better, he also had conversations with these youth who were incarcerated about how do these youth get to be where he's at, right? So that community of the fitness then organically transforms everyone who is involved.
And to kind of give you a little bit of background about myself, so I was a runner my entire life and never ever lifted weights, never did anything like that. Tried CrossFit in probably 2012. Went to a gym that didn't tell me to scale. And even though I was physically able to lift whatever weight it was, I was wrecked. I was done. So I was like, this isn't fun. When I can't move, it's not fun. So then fast forward, I'd been training for some triathlons, was encouraged, to try CrossFit again, give it a chance, but scale everything. That I will do that after I finish my race. I had been training for an Ironman. So I finished the Ironman, and 2 weeks later, I joined a CrossFit gym. And from there, I thought, oh, I'm in shape. I just swam 2.4 miles and biked 112 and then, ran a full marathon. I'm in shape. I was not. CrossFit's a whole breed of itself. And so I can understand where he came from, where he thinks that he's physically healthy and in good shape, but in reality, you're not.
Right.
So
it's funny because I saw the video played of that competition on Savan on Monday. Mm-hmm. And I thought you guys had a great discussion around that. But one thing that popped into my head is what a way as a first responder to realize how fit the people are that you're going to have to chase after than to
Mhm.
partner with them at a competition and see what they can do during the competition in comparison to you. Like what a wake-up call and an eye-opener that could be.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So at the police academy, we get part of the class is everything's based off the Cooper standards. So the average police officer, when they get out of the academy, not out of the academy, the average police officer is 30 at Cooper standards, about 35%, which is crazy. The average inmate when they get out of prison is at 50%. So they're already more physically fit by the studies than the officers when they get out. So that's how the training has changed over the years, from, possibly moving to the, everyone's involved in MMA and all that stuff as well. So the ground fighting techniques have everything's being changed at the basic level to anticipate the changes around society as well. So, and just before I forget, we did invite the CrossFit gyms, but we also invited all of the police academies around the state as well, hoping to get them motivated to do this as well.
Awesome. Well, one of the reasons I asked you what was available to the first responders in their stations and such is I'm sure stuff is available for the prisoners in
Yes.
the jails.
Mhm.
And are we adequately supplying our first responders with the same amount of equipment that we're supplying our detention centers and jails with?
Oh, you're slippery slope here. I would say the answer is no. No, we are not.
Wow. I think that is, yeah. Wow.
The
That's all
vast,
I'm
ma-
gonna say about that.
the vast majority of agencies have under 50 officers. So your Columbuses, your Clevelands, your Cincinnati's, those all probably have a significant gym network. Toledo, Springfield, we have 130 officers or 35 officers that we're supposed to have, and we have a gym. But that gym was put together by donations and officers for years. And just within the last 5 years, I know the city of Springfield bought some items for that gym, which to my knowledge, they never have done before. So I believe they bought a treadmill and some different things. So, but there's also a gym at City Hall that you can work out at that we're all privy to. So, I mean, everybody's different, but I would say the vast majority, they depend on memberships at gyms.
So the next difficult question is, as a state employee, one of the frustrations that I find is my boss could change every 4 years.
Yes.
As salmon who are trying to swim upstream and do things that are new and innovative, and you get buy-in, how hard is it with a new administration to keep that buy-in going? Are there this is going to be a multifaceted question. Are you putting things in place to the best of your ability to make sure that they stay in place for the next administration? Or is it just roll the dice and hope that they buy in?
We are hoping to make everything that we do so successful, they can't turn it down. And that is our drive for the next 2.5 years, is to make it so successful that the next administration that comes in says, wow, that's a great program. We need to keep this going.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, sorry, Scott, as community members, that's something we can do, is make sure that we're publicly supporting the efforts our first responders are making on initiatives like this. Sandy's office works so hard to improve physical and mental health of all first responders. I'm 2 hours away from her in a small community, but I have an impact in my community, and I can let my community know how important this is and how appreciative I am also because even locally, our elected officials need to be held accountable for those kinds of things. And if it's something that's highly valued in the public eye, not just first responders' eye, but across the board publicly, they're going to be slower to shut it down.
And one way they can show that support is to show up at 9 a.m. on September 11th at Historic Crew Stadium here in Columbus and join in on all the fun.
Yes, and it's 100% free.
And make sure they register so you can count them.
Yes.
Yes.
And you can do it in your gyms and you can do it at home, but please register as well.
Yes.
So that we know you're participating.
Yes.
Because what politicians love are numbers to show success.
Absolutely.
And then they do repost anything that you use the hashtag with. That's one thing that our small town was like, oh my gosh, we were on the Department of Public Safety social media because we used the hashtag. So that was a really cool feature.
Yeah. And that hashtag again is Sandy.
Oh, it is. Well, we've got a few, but it's hashtag ODPS CLIMB. So ODPS climb. All one word.
So the initials for Ohio Department of Public Safety.
And then the word climb. Yes.
Yeah. ODPS climb.
Yes.
Before I let you go, Debbie, every time I talk to you, that you have new things happening with Expanding Horizons. So where are you guys at today, and what do you have new happening?
In 30 seconds or less, we currently have an uncounted for number of probation programs around the country. We are currently in 4 juvenile correctional facilities in the state of Ohio. We have 2 more that we hope to have up in the next few months. We also go in just over a week, I think, to get to present at the American Correction Association conference in Denver, Colorado. So this is our first national opportunity to speak to both juvenile and adult corrections about the importance of community fitness for everyone. And then that might be it for now, I think.
You know, a long time ago, Greg Glassman said that the cure for the world's most vexing problem is CrossFit, physical fitness, getting off the couch. And you guys are putting that to practice every single day. You have one big story to tell me to prove where that has played out in a way that shows your success.
Yeah, actually, we have a youth who was able to start the CrossFit program at Indian River Juvenile Correction Facility about 6 weeks before he was released. And he was released in May of 2024. Part of our program is to provide that same community that they have in the CrossFit program in the facility when they leave. So we have a reentry section where we work with the parole officer, parents, or whoever the child is going to live with, and we find them a community fitness gym nearby. And we work with the state to make sure that there are no barriers for entry. If they need tennis shoes, we're going to give them tennis shoes. If they need a bus pass, we get them a bus pass figured out so that they can have success. Our standard is we like to provide the gym membership for them for at least the first 3 months while they're getting reestablished, because a lot of these kids have been incarcerated for a number of years. And the kid just has to commit to going twice a week. And my staff is able to communicate with the youth after they're released for that accountability. If they need help beyond the 3 months, we're able to petition the state to do that. But we also have kids who have said, hey, I can pay this much of it, or can I clean the gym in exchange? And we have a youth, I'm going to do a shout out to CrossFit Expedition. They have a youth who has been going there since May of 2024. So 15 plus months, still is a member at the gym. He is also on the spectrum. So being part of a group is very difficult for him. And one of the first things his mom came back to the gym to talk to them about was at his work study graduation thing. It's totally the wrong title, but that's essentially what it was. He spoke at that event. So you have a kid who's on the spectrum who does not like to be in groups, who doesn't relate well to people, now getting up and speaking. This was probably within the first 6 months of him getting released. So I still get videos from Nicole every few months. The gym also, an important part of this is the gym embraces the entire family. So in the last 15 months, his mom's breast cancer has returned. And the gym has been able to surround her with love and support as well, which is lacking for parents of kids with struggles.
That's amazing. And your recidivism rate is like freakishly low.
Yes, I believe so.
Compared to everywhere else. Like I want to say Matt told me typically 80%. You guys are in the 20s.
Roughly, yeah. So typically, depending on the demographic, it's about 60 to 80%. But ours hovers around 23 to 25%. We're actually working with the state to increase our data and have some more specific numbers coming out in the next couple months. So I'm super excited to hear those.
That means your clients or the people you work with have a much greater chance of succeeding once they leave and not returning to a detention center or a prison because of what you guys are doing.
Right. Because they're choosing to be, to change their trajectory. They're choosing to change the generational curse that their family has been under. They're choosing to change their relationships.
They're also given love and support, like you've talked about, that they don't typically have at home, possibly. And so now they have a support system.
I love
the people they used to see. Thank you. The people they used to see as enemies, the law enforcement, the probation officers, the school administration, they used to see those as enemies, and now they can see them as partners. No, at our gym yesterday with our kids, we had 4 probation officers and the school resource officer working out with kids. What better role models and relationships that they're forming right there, that they've not had the opportunity to do that. They've not had the environment to do that in.
And I think what's missed in that is not only are you forming that partnership and doing all those things for the kids, those probation officers are now fit.
Mm-hmm.
And it is probably improving their life moving forward as well.
And improving the county budget.
Right. Yeah. I mean, insurance rates probably go down. Mm-hmm. All the good stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
When we talk about, Debbie hasn't really brought it up much, but the Unity Games, we had all of Debbie talk about the Unity Games. I don't want to shortchange it. It's just amazing.
What we did was we had the 4 facilities that we're in. We took youth from the 4, we bussed them to one facility, which is a process in itself, bringing the youth through security and searches and all of that. But we had partners, 2 youth, and then we brought in law enforcement. So Sandy's office, all the way up, we had Homeland Security, SWAT. I don't even know all of the agencies, but they partnered with the kids. And our staff had 4 workouts. It was a competition. And they went head to head, but it was a team of 3. The physical fitness is the hook to get them in, especially these kids, right? The conversations then that happen around that between events, we gave them homework, like find out what your law enforcement partner does during the day. Teaching them again that these are partners. These are not your enemies. First time ever, first time thought for those kids. These are people who want to be part of your life for good, not to punish you, to grow you.
And the camaraderie there between the officers, it didn't matter that they were in juvenile prisons, and it didn't matter any of that. It was, you're my teammate, let's go win this thing. So I should put a shout out, because if I don't, I might get fired. But Director Wilson and his team won. But it was hard fought, and it was a hard fought competition. My goal was not to finish last, and I did not. You didn't. So did not. So I was happy.
Sandy, that's my goal with every day in class.
Every day.
Every day in class. That's my goal.
I like to say you get your money's worth. If you're using the entire time that's allotted, you're getting your money's worth.
Yeah, until they have to keep the lights on for an extra hour for me to finish. But yeah, I think that's most of us are trying not to be the last person done. But if you are, you're cheered on like nobody else, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So the best way to support these ladies is on September 11th, show up in Columbus at historic Crew Stadium. Yes. Go do some yoga, go do some walking, climb some stairs, or do some CrossFit. Hang out with them, register, and partner up with your best friend, partner up with a first responder, show up at the event, do everything you can to get those numbers up so we can show what these ladies are doing every single day to make our state better here in Ohio, and in turn, sharing that with the world.
Exactly.
So in order to register, just so if you can put this out there as well, if you go to the Ohio Department of Public Safety's website, the link is on that website. And then there's also a QR code. There's a video you can watch. There's a whole lot of stuff on there you can look at to register.
Yeah, I tried to put the links into Savon's chat. YouTube does not like links. They do not, or I would put it in the comment and the thing, but the section below, but they do not like me putting links in there for some reason. So I'll try again, but yeah, DM me. I'll send you to these lovely ladies. I have the link. I can send it right back.
You have our emails. You can send our emails, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for jumping on with me today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Great to hear everything you're doing. And it makes me proud to be an Ohioan.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. I will see you next week on Lunch with the Clydesdale and Sunday night for Sunday Night CrossFit Talk. We'll see everybody next time. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.